Hi, welcome to our channel Programming of Mind, where we accelerate your knowledge with concise, from high-value book summaries. Let's begin fueling the body to power the mind. High performers know their mind cannot function at its best if their body is running on low fuel. What they eat, how often they hydrate, and the way they move directly affect their energy, clarity, and creativity. They don't count calories for perfection. They eat for performance. A startup founder named Ryan noticed he had energy crashes every afternoon. After working with a nutrition coach, he swapped sugary snacks for healthy fats and proteins. Within weeks, his focus stretched longer and his mood was more stable. Another story comes from Grace, a speaker who always carries a water bottle. She used to feel brain fog during events, but realized she was chronically dehydrated. Once she added consistent hydration and magnesium-rich greens, her thinking became sharper. Food is fuel. When you treat meals as an energy strategy rather than a last-minute fix, your mind becomes your ally, not your enemy. Every bite is a vote for or against the level of focus you want to carry into your work and life. Finding joy in movement, not just exercise movement, is not just about fitness. It's about vitality, balance, and mental renewal. High achievers move their bodies not only to stay healthy, but to stay sharp. And they don't all go to gyms. They find what works and make it joyful. Some do yoga at sunrise. Others take daily walks in nature. A writer named Thomas begins every morning with a dance session in his living room. He says it wakes up his creativity. A surgeon named Rachel takes slow evening walks after every stressful day in a hospital. She calls it her decompression ritual. These habits are not about burning calories. They are about returning to center. Motion regulates emotion. It clears the mind, calms the nervous system, and sparks fresh ideas. Whether it's lifting weights, walking barefoot on the beach, or stretching for 10 minutes between calls, the body thanks you, and so does your work. Using sleep as a strategic weapon. Sleep is not laziness. For top performers, it's a non-negotiable part of success. Without good sleep, the brain makes poor decisions, the body breaks down, and the heart loses fire. A trader named Max used to brag about getting by on 4 hours of sleep. But after 3 years, he faced burnout. Once he prioritized deep rest, cutting caffeine in the afternoon, using blackout curtains, and go to bed by 10, his productivity actually doubled. Another example is from Diana, a therapist who schedules her sleep like a sacred appointment. She tracks patterns, winds down with reading, and never uses screens in bed. Her mornings feel grounded and strong. Sleep is where repair happens. It's where clarity is rebuilt. It sharpens memory, improves creativity, and extends emotional control. No supplement or strategy can replace the healing that happens during real, restful sleep. It's not a weakness. It's your secret strength. Using breath to master the moment. Breathing is free. It's always with you. And it's one of the fastest ways to regulate stress, boost focus, and find inner strength. High performers use breath as a tool, not just to stay alive, but to stay aligned. A CEO named Paul uses box breathing before every major meeting. 4 seconds in, 4 seconds hold, 4 seconds out, 4 seconds hold. He says it calms his nervous system and brings mental sharpness. Another story comes from Jen, a college student with anxiety. She uses a 2-minute breathwork routine every morning to center her thoughts. She no longer panics before presentations. The breath is always available. You don't need a gadget or gym. You just need awareness. Conscious breathing activates the parasympathetic system, the calm side of your body. And when your breath is calm, your mind follows. In any moment of stress, breath is the bridge back to power. Building rituals for emotional strength. Life is emotional. And top performers don't run from that. They build rituals to process feelings, release stress, and keep their emotional energy in check. A firefighter named Luis writes in a journal every night. It's not just for memory. It's for healing. After intense calls, he writes out his emotions so they don't get trapped. A businesswoman named Alicia keeps a voice memo diary. She talks through her wins and losses allowed to clear emotional clutter. These practices are not dramatic. They're steady. They stop emotional buildup before it breaks down the body or performance. Even 10 minutes of reflection, breathing, or music at the end of the day can change how you sleep, relate, and recover. Emotional health is physical health, and creating a ritual for feelings is a power move that keeps you strong from the inside out. Turning cold into a catalyst. Cold exposure is more than a trend. Many high achievers use cold as a daily practice to build resilience, boost energy, and clear mental fog. A creative director named Mark starts every morning with a 2-minute cold shower. He says it trains his mind to face discomfort and improves his alertness. A former athlete named Nina dips into a cold lake 3 times a week. It started as a challenge, but now it's a reset ritual. Cold activates circulation, wakes up your nervous system, and sharpens the body's response to stress. It's a teacher in discomfort. You learn to breathe through fear, stay present, and rise stronger. Whether it's cold showers, ice baths, or winter walks, the cold becomes a coach. And those who learn to find peace in discomfort gain a rare kind of strength that transfers into every other area of life. Reclaiming the power of stillness in a noisy world, stillness becomes a superpower. High performers often schedule silence like others schedule meetings. It's not always meditation. Sometimes it's sitting by the water, closing their eyes in a quiet room, or taking a slow walk without any input. A coach named Derek spends 15 minutes in silence after lunch. He says it reboots his brain more than any nap or snack. Another story is from Felicia, who finishes each week with a 2-hour digital detox walk. No phone, no music, no podcast, just awareness. Stillness allows the brain to organize ideas. It releases tension. It surfaces insights that never show up during chaos. You don't need hours of silence. Even 5 minutes of quiet breathing can bring back clarity, power, and patience. Stillness is not emptiness. It's space for alignment. And in that space, genius often visits. Creating a personalized health stack. Health is not one size fits all. High performers test, track, and tweak what works for them. They treat their body like a lab. A startup founder named Joel does regular blood tests and adjusts his supplements based on deficiencies. He doesn't guess. He checks. A fashion entrepreneur named Mia discovered through trial and error that dairy inflamed her joints. Once she removed it, her energy returned. From wearable tech to nutrition logs to coaching, they build health systems that are personal, not popular. The goal is not perfection. It's optimization. You might thrive with morning runs while others thrive with evening yoga. What matters is paying attention, testing changes, and owning your health story. You're the expert on your body. Listen to it. Protecting the nervous system as a foundation, high performers understand that their nervous system is the foundation of their strength. If it's overwhelmed, nothing else works. They do everything through this lens. A therapist named Amanda practices nervous system regulation techniques like grounding, tapping, and somatic movement. These help her stay present with clients and calm during crisis. A firefighter named Jay keeps a pebble in his pocket. When stress builds, he presses it to remind himself to come back to the moment. This isn't woo-woo. It's wiring. The body holds stress. If you never let it go, it leaks out in arguments, exhaustion, or illness. Protecting your nervous system is like strengthening your engine. It's the source of your power. When you keep it steady, everything else becomes easier. Stacking habits for sustainable change. Top performers don't try to change everything at once. They stack habits, one small change at a time, linked to something they already do. A young executive named Luke began brushing his teeth and doing 5 squats immediately after. After 1 month, it became natural. Then he added breath work right after squats. These stacked habits became his 3-minute morning circuit. Another example is Dana, who stacked a gratitude practice with her morning coffee. She wrote 1 sentence of appreciation every time she sipped. Soon her mornings felt different. Stacking habits reduces resistance. You're not starting from zero. You're building on what's already in motion. And over time, the stack grows strong. It becomes effortless. And that's when change sticks. Thank you for listening, and please like the video and subscribe for more great upcoming content that will put you in top 1% people in the world.